It's our first return to a track this season in 2026 as the Fast Track Cup Series rolls into Echo Park Speedway or Atlanta Motor Speedway, whatever you want to call it, as we get ready to run tonight. It's the Big B Energy Atlanta 200. We welcome you to tonight's broadcast here from Hampton, Georgia. Dawson Allen on the call, excited for another night of action here on Monday nights for the Fast Track Cup Series. Race number 20 of this season. We've had a lot of fun so far, and it does not have any intent of slowing down here. As we get closer and closer to the chase, we look to see who can take advantage of one of the biggest wild cards left on the circuit here tonight. Of course, we've got racing here in Daytona, two big ones coming up, but tonight's really going to be a gauge to find out where you lie in the points when all is said and done. So we'll see how everybody shakes out. We'll check out how it looks. But right now, we'll take a look at your schedule first and foremost, just to kind of see how things look. As you can see, coming up here on this schedule, we don't have much left. Tonight, Wilkesboro, Indianapolis, then we have Iowa, Richmond, New Hampshire, and the regular season finale comes at Daytona. It's rapidly approaching for these drivers to make their final pushes to either make the chase or to gun for that regular season title. Last week's race, we saw Tyler Marble cut that gap to just 10 points on Quentin Clark. Michael Miller also is in the mix as well. He's not out of it, so those top three really going to be the ones in contention for it. Ippolito is fourth, but he's a little bit further back. I don't know if he'll get there. He'll take a lot of work if he wants to do it, but you can see the rest of your top 10 there as they line up. And the upcoming race, of course, coming up here on BRN. And, of course, you see that Big B Energy logo. That means it is a Big B Energy in-season bracket challenge race. We saw the race last week at Chicagoland, and we saw those drivers advance, including Jared Bundy, Brandon Saylor, who face off. Then you have Jacob Musso and the 77 Andrew Moore Jr. You've got Bill Benedict with a big upset over Quentin Clark. He advanced to race against Jeff Marble. And then Michael Mueller will race against Jeff Shutt tonight. This is the biggest wildcard round of them all, though, of these races. It is a toss-up on what can happen in this race that can shake that bracket challenge up. So we're excited to see how it plays out here at Atlanta. We've only got about 35 seconds left in practice. Practice is one of the most nothing moments in Super Speedway racing. You can check the scoring. I'll pull it up and show you here. You see Sean Calderock fastest here, and then it's Ryan Haynes, Jake Hickson, Joseph Musso, and then Quentin Clark, the top five fastest. But practice at a Super Speedway, practice speeds don't really matter too much. Not really. I mean, you might get a gauge, you might be able to tell, but come on. All happens in the race. Nothing matters really in practice. So we'll hit the end of practice time, and we'll get ready to go into qualifying here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Of course, mentioned this is our first duplicate racetrack of the season. We've ran here before this season, all the way back in February. We came here for the second race of the season. That race was won by the guy who was fastest in practice, by the way, the driver, the number 2, Sean Kaltenbach. So he's looking for another win here tonight, looking to sweep the series at Atlanta this season. We'll see if he can do so, but into qualifying we go. We'll see how these drivers shake out in qualifying. We'll cut down to the driver of the 3, Jared Bundy. Looks like he's heading out onto the racetrack now, so we'll catch up with him as he makes his way onto the racetrack. One of our bracket challenge drivers. He races against the 24 of Brandon Saylor. Those two will go at it in the bracket there. Bundy, of course, last week he was able to advance. Pretty solid result of his own. Look back, Bundy was able to advance with a 10th place finish. He advanced into this next round. As he'll hit the stripe, and he'll start his first timed lap, and we'll tell you all the kind of quirks about this track when we get into the race session. But right now, qualifying, it's flat out. You're on the gas the whole time. You're trying to run the best line you can. Keep a steady wheel. It's like any other Super Speedway qualifying. You just got to make it perfect to get around there and to get to the checkered flag and try to set the fastest time of anybody. See, down on the apron, looks like, I'm guessing that's going to be allowed. 231.288, fastest time by far of the two that have been posted. And the more times posted, they'll stay fastest so far. As Bundy is currently still fastest. Michael Mueller just jumped the second fastest on the speed charts there in the number 99 machine. You see Andrew Moore Jr., Bill Benedict up here in the top 5 as well. Bundy hits the line. He will not improve his lap time. It is a slower lap time, so second lap is not the fast lap. It's the first lap. Brandon Taylor just went second fastest. How about that? By 1/1000th of a second, those two are separated. Now Corey Ennis goes to the top. Now Wayne Grossi goes to the top. And just like that, it's going to keep bouncing around. So we'll jump out here and follow along with another driver that's getting ready for his lap as we watch everybody else continue to put theirs down. This is the 91 of Michael Kurjalak. He makes his way onto the racing surface, ready to start his qualifying run with just 2 minutes and 37 seconds to go in this session. As now Tracy Powers jumps to the point here in that number 25 machine. Tracy Powers was the pole sitter here earlier this year. We'll see if he can go back-to-back with the poles. Right now, he's got a 31.198 fastest lap time by far. So we're 700s faster than Wayne Grossi in the 9 car. Alan Pajari third. Corey Ennis is fourth. And that shuffled Jared Bundy all the way back to fifth. Watching Kurjalak now with just 2 minutes to go here in qualifying. If you're not out there, you might want to go ahead and get your run going now to get set to have a good shot at a good lap to try and go for the pole. Kurjalak hits the stripe this time. It looks like it's going to be 20th place, 31.546 for him. Tyler Moore will just shut up to 8th fastest in the 48. More drivers continue to set their lap times and get themselves on the board or higher up on the board than before. Brian Conklin just set the second fastest lap time there. 31.264 for the 37 car. See if Kurjalak can cut into it some more and maybe make a run at the pole. Not sure if he's going to. 31.341, though, is good to bump him up. Sean Calderbach just went second fastest. It's Kurjalak's 22nd. Quentin Clark, he's on a second lap run. It looks like he ran a 33.045 for his first lap. He's gunning for it on lap number 2. Only other car on track right now looks like the set of time is Cody Matthews in the 10 car. So we're watching Clark, and we'll see what Matthews is able to do. Dane Cruz just went third fastest in the 70 machine. We'll see if the cruise missile can come into play tonight. As Clark comes across the start-finish line here at the 31.283. 8th fastest for the driver of the 94. He'll not go for the pole. We'll come back to Cody Matthews in the 10 car. He is the last car to set a lap time, it looks like, with just 30 seconds to go. He might only get this one lap. I don't think he's going to get a second lap, but he's actually going to go ahead and just slow it up and just not worry about it anymore. So he'll take it slow and see Dane Cruz third fastest. He's just kind of practicing pit lane entry. That's going to be a tricky point of contention tonight if we get it, if we see it. If we don't see it, then we don't have to worry about it, but it's going to be a thing if we get green flag stops to make sure you get onto pit road safely. So Dane Cruz does it. He'll tow off of the track, and that gives us just 3, 2, 1, the end of qualifying now. And that'll do it. We'll have our field set. We'll go through them here in just a moment after a word from our sponsors. So let's take a look at our starting lineup here for the Big B Energy 200 at Atlanta. Pole sitter tonight is the driver, the 25. He goes back-to-back for poles here at Atlanta. It's Tracy Powers. He's got the defending race winner, Sean Calderbach, to his outside. Dane Cruz and Brian Conklin together in row number 2. Row 3 sees Wayne Grossi and Alan Pajari in the 34. Got Corey Henderson in the 40, Quentin Clark in the number 94. Eddie Musso Jr. is in the 9th position with Jared Bundy on his outside, the first of our contenders in the in-season bracket challenge. 11th place, Brandon Saylor, the guy he's competing with Michael Mueller to his outside. Tyler and Jeff Marble make up row 7 together. It's Joseph and Jacob Musso, so we have 2 Marbles and 2 Mussos together in rows back here in row 8. Row 9, Roger Reese Matthijs and Jeff Shutt, Ty Polito and Ryan Haynes round out the top 20. There you see Marcus Emerson, Andrew Moore Jr., then it's Bill Benedict and Michael Kurgelak, Brett Spaude, Andrew Russo, Thomas O'Hara right there on the inside of row 14 with the 10 of Cody Matthews to his outside. That was the last of those qualified, really. Jake Hickson and Chris Chavez Esri round out our top 30, and the rest of the field out back here. There you see it. It is Philip Chavez, James Wallace, Brian Dubel, Kyle Oakley, then Glenn Grigsby, Brian Burchett, David Hara, Tommy Osborne, giving us a stout field of 38 cars ready to race here tonight. Mentioned the defending race winner, most recent winner at Atlanta, that is Sean Kaltenbach. This race in particular, the most recent winner, is the driver of the number 17, Kyle Oakley, who won this race back at the end of June of last year. We'll see if he can go back-to-back in the summer races here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. The field pacing behind the pace car, getting ready to come off of turn number 4. And here we go. Tracy Powers, Sean Kaltenbach, the front row heading for the restart zone. Green flag will fly. We're racing here in Atlanta. Lap 1, Tracy Powers leads it. Dane Cruz pushing the 25 machine clear. Kaltenbach on the outside lane with help from the 37 of Brian Conklin. That's Wayne Grossi on the inside. The third car on the inside lane, that bright yellow Shell Pennzoil Chevrolet. As they make their way down the backstretch, see a little bit of snaking back and forth in the background. Some cars shuffling about throughout the field. But otherwise, everybody else really nice and tight here 2 by 2 from about 4th place on back. Top 3 have cleared out front, outside lane, trying to get formed together, trying to get something going to move forward. But right now, just kind of dropping back, and we'll see how that plays out. But this, I think, is the first time here on BRN that we've ever had a race that runs the same day as a real-life race. Of course, the NASCAR Cup Series last night ran at Atlanta. They ended up running into the late hours of the night, all the way up till 2 in the morning is when we got the checkered flag out there in the Cup Series race tonight. I'm hoping, I know for a fact we won't get that late, but yeah, it won't be that late of a night, thankfully, here as we hit lap number 4. Tracy Powers out in front, in control over Dane Cruz. Wayne Grossi is in 3rd. Corey Ennis now is cleared for 4th. Eddie Musso Jr. on the inside, the 5th place car trying to clear as well. And something I want to point out as well, so in real life, we kind of saw that back and forth, that ebb and flow, the ability to make moves and fly and everything like that. You're not going to see that tonight. It's not the same racing that we saw in real life. This is very, 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 very different, and not in a good way. I don't like the way that we race the next gens nowadays. I don't like how this package works with the super speedways. It takes a lot to get something going. It takes a lot to get a run. It takes a lot to get a line going. It is just tiresome, and it's not as fun. I'm really hoping the next patch that iRacing puts out can fix this. We'll see. But it comes out tomorrow. Maybe it'll fix it, and we'll see if it fixes it in time for tomorrow's action here on BRN. That's, of course, the Daytona Darwin Duels, presented by Yusuf Ghali. It's tomorrow night here, 9 p.m. Eastern on BRN. We'll have the duels to set our lineup for the iRacing 92250 to kick off season number 18, or season 17, pardon me, for the Slide Job Racing League. Excited to have them back here with us on BRN. We'll see you tomorrow night in Daytona for those, but Right now, here in Atlanta, Tracy Powers is well out in front. They have gone single file through the top 5 cars now. Corey Ennis, top 4, pardon me, as Corey Ennis is clear. Eddie Musso and Sean Calderbach continue to battle it out for 5th place. Like I said, I really hope this gets fixed because this type of racing just is not, it's not fun. It's fun to watch. It's especially not fun to drive for these guys. For 130 laps, having to race essentially like this, where you can't make a move, where you can't do what you want to do, it's not fun. It's really not fun. So just watching these guys kind of, especially Calderbach, leading this outside line, just not really able to get the run that he wants going. But here, Dane Cruz making a move to the outside of Tracy Powers for the race lead. Grossi thought about going up there with him, instead stays in line with Powers, and you'll see this outside line. They'll get a pull-up here off of that 70 car. And just as soon as they get a pull-up, it's immediately going to push them forward. Can they clear? Not quite yet able to clear. Cruz will clear for the race lead. He'll take it away from Tracy Powers. And now try to play the game of blocking both lanes. Up on the top side goes Cruz. Now thinking about fading to the bottom. He does, right in front of Tracy Powers. Controls. Calderbach on his outside right now. They're still side by side now for the lead. Is Calderbach on the outside lane, getting a run here over Dane Cruz. Powers thinking maybe about getting down there, but the big thing you're going to see tonight, see that red and white line on that inside line? That is the boundary line. You can't cross it. If you want to make a pass, you got to stay above it. Saw it happen last night in the NASCAR Cup Series. A somewhat controversial call. Bubba Wallace got called for passing below, or advancing his position, pardon me, as you see Calderbach get the lead with Pajari pushing him clear. Bundy now hung out to dry on the outside lane. Yeah, just gotta have to be careful tonight about making moves around that line. You don't want to risk taking yourself out of it and losing your chance to win. But now the top 5 is clear. The outside lane has very quickly died after that move by Pajari and Calderbach to get out in front. And Bundy will dive down to the inside lane, and we might see everybody start to filter into this inside lane very quickly at this rate. Watching Michael Mueller in the 99 right there on the outside, just holding tough with help from Ryan Haynes on his back bumper. But, I mean, it's not going to be too long before they decide it's not worth staying up top and going down into that inside line. See a third lane almost forming there as Haynes gets shuffled up. Here's Marcus Emerson in the middle lane trying to make something work. Just going to further slow these outside lanes down. See just how much they're falling off. Emerson's going to duck down to the inside line. Smart move for the number 22 car. And now it's about the top 15 cars are clear on the inside lane all the way back here as everybody following behind the car in the wall hard. That's the 77 Andrew Moore Jr. spinning on the track. Ryan Haynes is in it. The 07 right there is in it as well. Jake Hickson, I think Ty Ippolito. That's Thomas O'Hara. Ty Ippolito slow on the racetrack as well. How on earth has that not been a caution? Jeff Shutt is completely destroyed as well. Sliding coming to pit lane. How in the world did we not get a caution on that? That should have been a yellow flag. It's not a yellow flag. Michael Kurgelak is on pit lane. Expect more cars to come down pit road as well. We're going to take a quick look at the BRN replay to see how that one broke out. How on earth was that not a yellow? So that starts, I believe, might have been, I don't think it was Jake Hickson. And now a caution's out. We got another wreck right now. We got a wreck live. 35 of Brett Spaude is around. Heavy damage on the 35. So we'll have time to look at both of these incidents. There you see another car that was wrecked. James Wallace, the 67 car from Daytona's winner. He is damaged and likely going to be done as well as Brett Spaude. We're going to have a lot to comb over here in this replay. So the first things first, we're going to go back to that first incident, the one that took out Jeff Shutt. The one that got Jeff Shutt taken out. It was Andrew Moore Jr., I believe. That was the start of this. So we're gonna cut to this one here first and foremost. This is the first incident. Kurjalak hit Bolito, make contact. Moore gets sent to the outside wall. Kurjalak hit hard. The 19 of Bolito spent to the inside wall. And he takes a doozy of a hit here. Just tight racing, contact, and down the track. Good shot there. As well as 27 to Jeff Shutt. He takes a lick as well in this wreck. He's good, he's good, he's good. And actually, he was alright. He was just trying to make it on the apron. After that, then we got to go back and show you what happens to Brett Spaude. Because his night is now done as well. Coming off of turn 2. Just losing the nose, back up into Chavez S3 and hard into the outside wall. And James Wallace gets sent to the inside. Nowhere for him to go. Just see it off the corner there. Just back up the track. Big in the outside wall. Let's shake things up a little bit. As the field back off of pit lane, that pit, those that pit coming off, those that stayed out, stayed out. Really not a matter of having to pit yet. I mean, there's no benefit really to pitting now compared to pitting later. So a lot of the drivers electing to stay out for it. Should get the 1 to green this time, and indeed we do. Kaltenbach, Bajari, Cruz, Powers, and Grossi are the top 5 as they run right now. After a wreck that should have drawn a yellow, instead we have another incident that happens a little bit after that ends up taking out a couple more cars. I thought Jeff Shutt was in that wreck. Instead, he was just trying to make it around the track after being sent on the apron. So that's what he was trying to do. But some heavy hits and some heavy contact for some drivers. Just trying to survive the rest of this race now. We still got a ways to go. Come to the line this time. It'll be 110 laps to go when we go back green. With Sean Kaltenbach right back where he ended at this track earlier this year in the race lead. Looking to go back-to-back here and sweep the track this season here at Atlanta if he can. Winner of the spring wants to be the winner here in the fall, in the summer as well. As we round our way through 3 and 4. Pace car is getting ready to dive off towards pit lane. And give Kaltenbach control of this field, heading back for the restart zone. So as he'll hit it here, the green flag will fly and put us back to racing. We're green once more here in Atlanta. Kaltenbach jumps to the outside lane quickly, just as soon as he got a chance to. They're quickly trying to sort things out and get organized where they want to be. Quite quickly, the top 5 on the inside lane, now top 6 actually, possibly. Just about. Top 5 are clear for certain. That's Kaltenbach, Cruz, Grossi, Bundy, and Saylor. And how funny it is that Bundy and Saylor, are nose to tail right now. There are 2 cars battling in that bracket challenge. As they're right there next to you, see the other battles are really all spread out. Jacob Musso in the 95. He's currently in the top 10. Andrew Moore Jr. is in 20th. Damage from that earlier incident. We'll see if he can recover. Jeff Marble, 21st. His competition. Bill Bennett is back in 31st. And then you have the 4th battle, which is between the driver of the number 99, Michael Mueller, who's currently 14th, and Jeff Shutt, who's a little bit further back now. He's currently riding 25th on track right now, but that's only on lap 23. There's still a lot of racing left to run before that gets settled here tonight. See who can advance and keep racing for the cash. Meanwhile, up front, you got some guys battling for points, and one guy that's just battling for a win. Dayton Cruz, winner at Chicagoland last week. He's looking to see if he can go back-to-back and win tonight. My goodness, somebody's car. I don't know what that was. In the shadows, just was glowing further back. I want to say that was the 99 of Michael Mueller. I think it might have been Mueller. Can't miss that car on the racetrack here tonight. Across the stripe to start lap number 25. It's actually a little bit further back than that is. Somebody is bright further back here. I want to say it might be ahead of Tyler Marble. Is that Roger Rios Matthias, the number 1 car? I think it is. That car has got a shine to it there. The outside lane trying to form up. There are 5 cars in the outside lane trying to get something to work, but just can't quite do it. Here comes Roger Rios Matthias to the outside lane. You'll see that golden hour car. Look at how bright it gets right here. I don't know why. I don't know why that one car stands out, but hey, it's pretty cool if you ask me to see it just shine like that. So the leaders on the inside lane starting to just stretch their legs a little more and get away from the outside lane. And now cars from the outside lane starting to duck down to the inside as well. Bailing out on this lane. I think you're going to see more of that as this run goes on. More cars selecting to kind of duck down and leave that outside lane. You can just see One car stand in the outside lane. That's Tracy Powers trying to find something to do on that top lane, but it's just not going to work. And another car jumps up there further back in the top 10. I think that might be Jeff Marble in the 15, trying to make something work, but two cars on the outside lane. Everybody else has migrated to the bottom to just stay on that inside line. This is kind of where we hit that point in Super Speedway races. It's the same point I make every time. This is that ride phase. Calm down. Take it easy. Line up nose to tail and just log laps. Just run these laps down. Just take it easy. Don't drive too crazy. Don't take yourself out of it early. Just ride some safe laps. Happens all the time. Makes sense to happen. The last thing you want to do is wind up wrecking yourself out of the race by making an over-aggressive move. So that's what these guys are doing here. They're just taking it easy, running their race, and doing all they got to do to make sure they get to the end of this race. So half a car up ahead there on the outside lane. That, I believe, is the 39 of Ryan Haynes. It is. He'll go a lap down now in 34th place. So is the field single file now, making their way across the line for lap 36 to start. This is really just the least fun part about these races is this. Just getting that single file, getting that groove, and everybody just logging their laps, doing what they got to do. And it's not that I hate them doing it to preserve their race. Like it makes all the sense in the world. They have every right to do that. Why wouldn't they do that? You know, you take your time out there, you run your race, you just do it easy. Take it easy right now. There's no reason to push. There's no benefit to pushing. Let Cultivar continue to lead laps, continue to try to save extra fuel, and make sure you can make a little bit longer run. Like, there's so many benefits to just time of riding here for the drivers. But for the broadcast booth, man, is it not fun. Especially a solo booth, I'll tell you that much. Field's just taking it easy here at Atlanta, going for a nice little Monday drive. Rossi kind of drifting off the bottom. He'll get back down to the bottom. No. Field just taking their sweet time, doing what they got to do. I don't expect pit stops here shortly. It might be shortly. I could be mistaken. But if we somehow do get the green flag stops, that's going to be a key in this race about managing going to pit lane. Because pit lane here as well, it is so much different. So coming around here, like right here, you'll see it there on the exit, on the entry of turn 3. That down there is pit road entry. It's right there. You have to go all the way around to the apron to make it to pit road. So just really got to mind your P's and Q's. Just got to be careful not to speed on the apron, not to overdrive it on the apron, not to cost yourself, really. You just got to really mind everything and make sure that you can make it continue on in this race. Scalterbox continues to lead this field, continuing to log these laps, continue to lead this field. She's doing a great job. Like I said, picking up where he left off earlier this year here at this racetrack. Continuing to show the way for everybody is Jared Bundy. I think he's going to try to make a move here. Bundy's going to try to shuffle Grossi out from that inside line. Thought about it. Instead, he takes it back. And it looked like he wanted to. Instead, thinks better of it. He'll stay in line behind the 9 car as they make their way through 3 and 4. The 9 keeps fading up the track, and I would not be shocked in the moment the 3 car shoves his nose in there and makes him regret doing it. Some double wide action further back, couple cars going to the outside lane, but nothing able to really make an outside lane work. See Bundy, there he goes, finally shoving it in there. He went below the line, though. I think he's going to have to back it off. He's going to back off, yeah. I was going to say, he might have gone down below the line, so that's going to make them think twice about doing it again. He'll just stay in 4th place for now. Field still in the hands of Kaltenbach. He's catching 39. Ryan Haynes to lap him again. As they continue on here. See a car jumping to the inside of Cody Matthews. I believe that's Jeff Marble in the 15 car. Look at to the inside of Matthews and make the move. Matthews getting shuffled to the outside lane as they come through turns 1 and 2. Oh, Marble drifting up there. Matthews hanging tough on that outside line. So Marble takes the spot. You see Cody Matthews. He'll drop back to 19th, and he'll find his way back in line. Back up here to Kaltenbach, who's your race leader. As Kaltenbach just holding tough out front. Hitting lap 54 now, just kind of riding it, taking it easy. So make their way, coming up on the halfway point here shortly on this race. About 10 laps time. Not sure what the fuel mileage is. Let me take a double check and listen. Just listen to these engine noises as I go check. Alright, so we double checked here. So the fuel mileage, it looks like everybody's going for a one-stop strategy. About laps 65 to 70 is when you'll see these drivers coming in and making their stop. So coming up soon, but of course the drivers I talked to, their belief is that that number 2 car, of course, he's burning all the fuel out front, leading the charge. He'll end up running out before everybody else and likely make it a harder race here at the end for him. So we'll see how it pans out for these drivers up front. You saw a big shuffle out back. So as they continue on down the backstretch into turn 3, Kaltenbach continues to lead this field. Dane Cruz is second, Wayne Grossi third, and Jared Bundy and Brandon Saylor the top 5. some cars trying an outside lane, starting to shuffle up to the top side. Back here, it's Jeff Marble, I believe, who shuffled the high side. See some cars making trying to go to the high side, trying to find ways around, but we're coming close to these pit stops being a factor now. So we'll see what happens here. Pit stops are going to have to be made here shortly. Watching for them to all start diving into that apron, make their way onto pit lane. And here we go. Leader coming to pit road. Called to Mark Lee's Grossi. See Bundy coming as well. Everybody going to be hard on the brakes trying to get down to pit road speed here on the apron. I see Pajari as well coming in. See more cars coming behind. So some split decisions on coming to pit road or not. And here's some more coming as well. Sailor, one of the few to lead the cars down to pit road now. Looks like Jeff Marble coming as well. Dane Cruz staying out. Got to run a little bit longer here. Here they come as well. More cars coming in now. Gotta be careful not to speed. So easy to mess up this pit road entry here. Now that leaves Joseph Musso and a couple other cars leading the way. So this top 6 right now have yet to pit. Expecting to pit maybe the next lap or two. As those have pit so far, there's a bit of a difference. There's some cars that pit under those cautions that have gone out here and stayed out right now. Meanwhile, all the way back in 17th is where Dane Cruz finds himself with Marcus Emerson on his back bumper. Jeff Marble is third of those that have pit this cycle. Then Brandon Saylor, Tyler Marble, the top 5, how they all shuffle out. As we got some more pit stops, looks like happening now. Kyle Oakley, Ty Ippolito are on pit lane. Just waiting to see when these leaders decide to make their final stop. So maybe the next coming laps or so. How about right now? Top 6 coming to pit lane, sending it in here onto pit road entry is Joseph Musso, Quentin Clark, Jacob Musso, Corey Ennis, Michael Mueller, and Eddie Musso Jr. Got a triplet of Mussos coming to pit lane, and that leaves Jake Hickson, Andrew Russo, Philip Chavez, and Andrew Moore Jr., the top 4 cars right now that are on track. Now, I will point out, difference here. You look at the stint count. These guys pit under the earliest caution in this race. The caution that came out for the incident earlier on, they pit under that caution so they can run that little bit longer. Trying something out, see if it works. If they can catch a caution, it would be huge. But if not, even if they don't get the yellow flag, still having the position right now and the ability to kind of play around with it a little bit. They have a little flexibility here after being involved in accidents earlier on in this race. So we'll see how it shakes out for them. Oh, here they come to pit lane now. Except for Andrew Moore Jr. So Andrew Moore Jr. will take the race lead. He'll lead at the line this time. We'll expect him to maybe pit here this lap. I don't know why he stays out an extra lap, but he does. Or he's still an extra second lap too. Okay, now he's coming to pit lane. Excuse me. Ryan Jewell, Bill Benedict, Thomas O'Hara, the last cars to pit. Then after that, it gets back to Dane Cruz, who will be the control car once we come around and get back cycled through this sequence. So Moore will get passed by the field. See Emerson right there on the back bumper of Dane Cruz. Just keeping with him as this field is single file. Just logging the laps, doing what they need to do. Lapping Ryan Haynes again. It's Benedict and Maharo on our pit lane. Duba will be the next one, the last car to pit to complete this cycle. So his duel is still on track here, but will surely have to pit here in due time. He's got there for 66 laps. Cruz catching up to the back of the field. Oh, he tried to go around the outside of the 13 car to put him at what would be a lap down, essentially, for the leaders. Tommy Osborne throws the block and says, no, thank you. I'm staying ahead of you. So now it's going to be an interesting factor having lap traffic ahead of the race leaders. This lead pack here led by Dane Cruz. Once Brian Duble comes to pit lane, but right now he's in a very, very good spot. But of course, once he has to pit, he'll have to pit and leave these lap cars be. As you see him now pulling off, there he goes, pulling the pit lane. So he'll make his final stop of this race, which will give the lead to Dane Cruz. But this lap traffic pack, it's going to be ahead of the leaders, is really going to be a key in how this race shakes out, I think. This is so far from over. As they work their way around the track right now. Updates on the in-season bracket challenge. Chef Marble is currently in fourth. His competition, Bill Benedict, looking to go for another upset here tonight. Not looking probable. He's in 28th, a lap down once they cycle through here. He will be a lap down to the race leaders as he's in this lead pack behind them. Back there in that red Lego car, there in that lane. You got Saylor and Bundy who are in the pack together. Saylor is fourth. Bundy is eighth. You got Jeff Shutt ahead of Michael Mueller. They are separated here by a little bit, as Jeff Shutt is in the lead pack a little bit further back, as we're going to find Mueller in this second group of cars. Car darts to pit lane, I believe. That is the 13 car coming to pit road. Indeed it is. So Tommy Osborne pits now. And then you see Andrew Moore Jr. in the 77. His competition tonight The driver of the number 95, Jacob Musso, is currently in 14th place right now in that 95 car, looking to see if he can advance into this next round. As a scatter here, the leader's going to have to quickly navigate this one. They'll go 3 wide with lap traffic. Sailor gets up the track, almost gets into the 87 car. Discombobulated they are, and they'll slot back in wherever they can. As Cruz leading the charge in this outside lane of Alan Pajari to put him a lap down. Just complete disassociation and disarray of this group of cars as they keep trying to find their way together where they want to be. Look at Sean Kaltenbach trying to make moves here, back in 7th place right now. He was the dominant car tonight, led most of the laps during the first run, but because of pit stops, he gets shuffled back into the fold. Up front, Dayton Cruz has cleared the traffic for now. He's out in front with Marcus Emerson. They got a bit of a gap there to Jeff Marble, who currently rides in 3rd, side by side now with lapped cars, trying to find a way to make it work. And you see Sailor shuffling the outside, back down to the inside. He'll stay back in line. Is everybody just trying to figure out where they want or need to be? But this disarray right here in this pack of cars, lead lap cars and lappers combined, all that's done is helped Cruz and Emerson get away from everybody. Jeff Marble's in 3rd right now, trying to catch back up, but there's 3 lap cars in between 3rd and 2nd place. They have done a good job, Cruz and Emerson have, of getting away from the cars on the lead lap and trying to just put a gap and put a buffer between themselves and settle it amongst them. So is everybody trying to sort themselves out here, coming to the finish line for lap number 95, make it 36 laps to go here, and this is where business starts to pick up. Everybody realizes now, okay, pit stops have been made, we've got enough fuel to get to the end of this race, it's time to get through, and time to get to the lead. As Dane Cruz leads the Cruise Missile, trying to go back-to-back here and win his 2nd straight race here in the Fast Track Cup Series, picking up his 3rd career win if he does so tonight. Marcus Emerson also looking for his 3rd win this season. These two coming in here. Emerson been full-time since he started winning some races. Cruz been a part-time driver. Emerson really needs these points to get up there in the standings to try and contend for the regular season title. Now, he's not out of it, but it's not... I don't think it's probable for him to win the regular season championship. He currently sits, looks like I want to say, a good chunk of points behind the points leader, make it 108. He's 108 points behind Quentin Clark. Clark's not having a bad day. Quentin Clark is currently running in 17th. Same with Tyler Marble, who is the other competition, running in 4th right now, looking to take the points lead when all is said and done tonight. But Emerson trying to make some dents in it. He's trying to make some swings. Third lane, or second lane there on the outside. It's led by the 48 of Tyler Marble, who's in third place. He's got Kaltenbach, and he's got help from that 90 car of Bill Benedict, who's a lap down. Benedict trying to put himself at least in the free pass position if he can, to make sure if a caution comes out, he can get back in the swing and try again for that bracket challenge. Trying to get by Jeff Marble in the 15 there. You see there, Kaltenbach takes the position away from Tyler Marble. He's up to third. And the 2-car dice his way back to the race lead. He's got 2 cars ahead of him, though. They're going to be hard to pass. Marcus Emerson and Dane Cruz, both really good at this style of racing. Can this 2-car do it and make it back-to-back trips to victory lane here in Atlanta? With help from Tyler Marble in the outside lane, Emerson on the back bumper of Dane Cruz on the inside. They'll both shift up to the outside lane now. Now back to the bottom as here comes Kaltenbach. A big head of steam heading into 1 and 2. He's on the outside of Emerson. Cruz rightfully pulls in front of this outside lane. Emerson left to rot now as here comes Kaltenbach. Cruz goes low in the middle of 3 and 4. That's going to leave the door open. The 2-car powering by on the top side. What a run back to the lead for Sean Kaltenbach. And now with just 28 laps to go, he's back in control. 2 lanes are working, and they are making moves here, trying to find their ways to the front. As we've also got battles for the in-season bracket challenge. Jeff Schutt, Michael Mueller now nose to tail. Saylor and Bundy are not far off each other either as they make their way through 3 and 4, wrapping their way around, coming to 26 to go with the line this time. The moves are going to get a little closer. They're going to make more aggressive decisions like Jared Bundy is right now, trying to shove it 3 wide up the middle to get by lap traffic. Saylor's on his back bumper. Schutt and Mueller side by side. Mueller has the spot right now as they stay side by side. One on the bottom, one on the top side. Glenn Grigsby on the wall in the outside lane trying to get out of harm's way. Sean Kaltenbach started up front. Outside pole. He's just looking to see if he can kick up where he left off in the springtime. Dominate the race. Take home the checkered flag. It'd be his 2nd win of the season. More importantly for him, it would help completely solidify him above this cut line. He was plus 85 entering tonight's race. A win tonight could really boost him up and set him up pretty for the rest of this regular season run into the chase. Meanwhile, the alternative, of course, Dane Cruz is here tonight. He is 17th place in points. He's only 14 points outside of this chase battle. So if he decides he wants to run this full time, he could have a shot at pointing his way in, especially with a win, or at least the 2nd place run he's got going tonight. We'll see how it all pans out for the 70 car, but looking at some other guys that are going to have to struggle with that run tonight. Alan Pajari in the 34. He's currently 31st. 16th on the cut line. Oh, and a remorse! Can I talk about him? Around he goes! Back up the track! Into Michael Mueller! Was just getting ready to highlight that Moore was another driver near the cut line that was going to have a little bit of help in the next couple of weeks. And he gets turned after contact with Tyler Marble. We'll take a look at the BRN replay. You'll see it happen here. Moore a lap down. Marble is in 4th. Can't tell if that's netcode content that gets him around, but back on the track, Tracy Powers, Brian Duval, but then right there, Michael Mueller, big hit into that 77 car. I couldn't tell, is this netcode or... Oh, that looks like netcode there. That gets these two together. And then back up the track he goes. Powers gets tagged. Oakley gets put in the wall, but the hit there, the big one. Michael Mueller, a pretty good shot into that number 77 machine. We'll ride on board with the 99. And that breaks about a 70-ish lap green flag run. You'll see right here how hopeless it is to see a car come back on the track out of nowhere. That's a really, really big hit for Mueller. It could be race over for the 99 cam. So he'll come down pit lane. We'll see how it plays out for him. But if that's the case, that'll give us a little upset here tonight. Coming into this race, Jeff Shutt was the 7 seed to Michael Mueller's 2 seed, so that would be an upset there. Had mentioned that battle between those two. Of course, you also have Saylor and Bundy. Bundy is currently 3rd. I think Saylor came down pit lane. He had split decisions on pitting or not pitting. Top 10 cars stayed out. Marcus Emerson, Jeff Marble, Tyler Marble, Brian Conklin, Wayne Grossi, Tracy Powers all came down pit lane. Michael Mueller, it looks like he's disconnected from the sim. Or at least he's out of the... Yeah, he's gone. So that will hand the win to Jeff Shutt. He'll advance to North Wilkesboro into the round of 4, and he will race the winner of Bill Benedict and Jeff Marble for the advancement into the championship round of this in-season bracket challenge presented by Big B Energy. Mentioned Bundy and Saylor. Bundy is currently 3rd. Saylor decided to pit. He comes out 17th off of pit lane. So he is currently going to have some work cut out for him, but he could still pull it off. And then, of course, Andrew Moore Jr. just involved in that accident. He is currently a lap down compared to the 95 car of Jacob Musso, who came off pit road. Currently 18th place, but it doesn't matter because he is currently ahead of that 77 car. Because he's on the lead lap, well, the 77 is not. So we'll rack them up double file and get this restart. We're going green with 19 laps to go. Split decisions led to this top 10 staying out, not taking a pit stop here. It's Sean Kaltenbach and Dane Cruz, the front row, then Jared Bundy and Jeff Shutt, Joseph Musso and Cordy Ennis. Then you have, looks like the 44 of Eddie Musso Jr. with Quentin Clark. And then David Hara and Brian Burchett are your top 10. They did not come down pit road. First off pit road was the number 22, Marcus Emerson, with Jeff and Tyler Marble behind him. Then Brian Conklin and Wayne Grossi were the top 5 off of pit lane. And so it comes to this. Getting ready for this restart. It's going to be a tight battle here to the finish of this race. Can Kaltenbach go back-to-back here at Atlanta, or will someone else deny him victory? Here we go. 19 laps to go. When we go back green, here we go. Cruz gets a good launch in the outside lane. Go side by side, door to door here through 1 and 2. Leaders trying to find any edge they can over each other. As here comes Cruz to the outside, pushed by Jeff Shutt. He'll clear Kaltenbach and pull down the inside lane. See, Ennis trying that high side with help from Quentin Clark. Kaltenbach going to shove to the outside lane. Cruz says no one to help. Shutt pulls back in line behind him. As now heading back into turn 3, it's Kaltenbach on the outside. Cruz on the inside. Across the stripe that time, 17 laps to go. Cruz leads Kaltenbach on the outside, trying to fight forward, trying to make it his way to the lead if he can, and trying to close this one out. Cruz leads, outside lane really dying out here for a second. Everybody trying to find their way around if they can. Cars darting all over the place, trying to find ground, trying to find ways to move forward. Three wide further back, Brandon Saylor in the middle of it all, trying to fight his way forward to get up there and challenge Jared Bundy for this bracket challenge. But he's currently back in 15th, where Bundy is currently 3rd. Across the stripe, 14 laps to go. 14 to go. Oh, Johnny Musso! Up the track, heavy hits! Contact Tyler Marble! Brian Conklin's involved. There's Jeff Marble as well. Kyle Oakley, I think, caught the wall as well. But the big hits, Tracy Powers, Brian Conklin, and Tyler Marble. It looks like his night will be done. So we'll take a look at the BRN replay. Just as I'm getting ready to make a special read, of course, we junk them into turn 1. Let's see what happens to the 44 of Eddie Musso on your BRN replay. Coming into turn 1, just try to check up on Joseph Musso. Burchett's right there, spins him around up the track, and there you see everybody just piling in. Nice and calm and peaceful. Then all of a sudden you'll see it coming off of turn 1 into turn 1. You'll see the field coming in, and then there goes the 44, and everybody finding their way into this one. We'll take a ride on board with Jeff Marble in the number 15 car. Quickly it happens. Brian Conklin's on board here. You'll see it happen right on that inside. Also right with the 44. So right here, get inside Musso, check up, back. Some heavy hits there. And because of those hits, I'm not sure who the free pass is. What I do know is that Dane Cruz is currently your race leader. And they're all kind of looking like they're worried about fuel mileage in this race. Trying to make it to the end, trying to nurse it around to make sure they can make it to the finish of this one here. But looking like everybody, for the most part, is rolling off pit lane. Tracy Powers, he's on the pole position, so he's able to roll off later than anybody else can off of pit lane. But here we line up. Dayton Cruz is going to start first. He's got 2 wins, both coming this season to his name. Compare that with Jeff Shutt right now in this field. He's got 3 wins to his name. It's been a while since he's made it to victory lane, but this is the 174th start. So that's a milestone in a way. 175th start, I should say. So a big milestone there for him in that regard. Looking for his 4th win, looking to snap a dry spell for himself. Jared Bundy as well talked about how he has been winless this season, been trying to find victory lane. He's come close so many times. Runner-up has been the name of the game for Bundy. He wants to change that tonight. Kultibach looking to defend his win here earlier this season. And you got Corianis still looking for his first career win here in this league. He's only been running a couple races, but hey, he's still looking for that first win. Other drivers looking for their first win in this group. Joseph Musso right now currently in 6th. He's got a shot at it. Brandon Saylor in 11th place, still looking for win number 1. Same with Wayne Grossi in the 9. You've also got David Hara, who's up here in the mix, in 8th. Brian Burchett as well in 9th, all looking for career win number 1. We'll see who gets it done tonight. It's 10 laps to go. When we go back green, they're coming around to the restart zone. Dane Cruz is going to be the control car. He's going to launch, and here we go. 10 laps to go here at Atlanta. Cruz and Shutt get a huge shot out front. Shutt pulls down to the bottom lane. As you see the battle here, as we make our way, 10 to go. Coming around here through 3 and 4, Kultibach jumps to the outside lane, trying to find a way to make it work. Just a point to make in the in-season bracket challenge. If you notice on the screen there, 25th, Bill Benedict 27th, Jeff Marble. The upset dream could live on for Bill Benedict tonight. He could advance into the next round because of Marble wrecking out. Mueller wrecked out as well, so Jeff Shutt's just going for the win. Musso is going to be 9th right now. Moore is a lap down. It could still take a change if an accident takes Musso out. Bundy and Saylor as well, 3rd and 12th right now as they run. Or make it 3rd and 14th as a caution flag flies out back. Glenn Grigsby's around. The 37 car, Brian Conklin goes for a spin. Alan Pajari in the grass as well. So we're going to have another late restart here at Atlanta. Take a look at your BRN replay and show you what happened further back here. Cars here battling for position, and just I think Grigsby trying to fill in the hole. It wasn't fully open, and that takes Conklin around, and Benedict just barely missing that one. This one ends up hitting Oakley. It hits Conklin as well. Conklin goes around because of this contact here with the 64. Then Oakley right there. Pajari nowhere to go, has to miss it. Tracy Powers takes a pretty good shot as well. Right on board with Kyle Oakley. Rough night gone to worse for the defending winner of this race last season. 2 laps down and out to 27. Really damage there for him. Luckily going to be race ending as well. Immediately veered to the pit road. And yeah, it's going to be a done night for the 17 car, I would say. So I have some takers on pit lane. Those are guys just getting damage repaired now. You see Kultibach is on the apron saving fuel. Ippolito the free pass. He'll get back on the lead lap here. Just another restart though. And Shutt and Cruz did phenomenal together last time to make it work. We'll see if they can do it again. But Jared Bundy now lining up 3rd. Kultibach 4th, and Quentin Clark has worked his way up to 5th now. The points leader taking advantage of the bad misfortunes for Tyler Marble tonight. He now has a shot at the top 5. Mentioned Tyler Marble was also further back. He's 31st. He is currently off the track on pit lane. Same with Jeff Marble. So that's the big thing. How about that one? Bill Benedict in the 90 car. Came in tonight, was a lap down, and currently he is in position to advance in the bracket challenge. He'll advance and he'll face off against Jeff Shutt next week at North Wilkesboro, so long as he can maintain and Jeff Marble doesn't get back out there, but I don't think Marble will get back out there. Marble's still on pit lane. Currently has a black flag as well, so I don't think Marble's going to get back out there. So that's going to get Bill Benedict into the round of 4. He'll face off with Jeff Shutt as Michael Mueller currently out of this race in 33rd, so big shake-up there with that one. Meanwhile, on the opposite side of the bracket, Jared Bundy currently running in 3rd. Brandon Saylor a little bit further back in 14th. Needs to find some ways to make it work to get to the front quickly, or needs something to happen to Bundy to get him back in his grasp. I mentioned the battle between Jacob Musso and Andrew Moore Jr. Jacob Musso currently scored 11th place right now. Andrew Moore Jr. is a lap down in 24th. He's not in the free pass position either. You'd have to get by Benedict and Grigsby to get it, but it's not over yet for that battle. It's not over yet for Bundy and Saylor, but for Shutt and Mueller, Jeff Shutt moves on. For Benedict and Jeffrey Marble, Bill Benedict will advance, and he'll race against Jeff Shutt next week at North Wilkesboro. The winner of that battle heads to Indianapolis to race for the In-Season Bracket Challenge Championship. That'll be interesting to watch, but that's, of course, still in 2 weeks' time. Tonight, it's here in Atlanta. 5 laps to go on this restart. Dane Cruz, Jeff Shutt, Jared Bundy, Sean Kaltenbach, Quentin Clark, finish Cordy Ennis, Joseph Musso, Brian Burchett, Wayne Grassi, and Jacob Musso, the top 10 cars. You got a couple of cars further back there looking for their first career wins right there from the 40 car back to the 9. And outside of that, you got Dane Cruz looking for his second win in a row, and then you have Jeff Shutt and Jared Bundy looking to snap some dry spells if they can. Pace car dives off towards the safety of pit lane. 5 laps to go when we go green. Dane Cruz in control. He'll mash the gas and get us back to green. Racing again here in Atlanta. Kaltenbach's going to try to get a good shot on Jeff Shutt here, heading into turn number 1. Jared Bundy, though, really good on the inside lane with this restart. Look at Joseph Musso trying the high side, a 3rd lane forming quickly here in Atlanta. It's go time. Bundy to the outside lane. He wants the race lead. Jared Bundy outside, battling for the race lead, coming to 4 to go. Jeff Shutt trying to find a way back by if he can. They make their way side by side still. Coming off of turn 2. Jeff Shutt, a big bobble! Saves it! Grassi moved to the inside lane. Stack up there big time in the back of this pack. Everybody somehow keeps it pointed the right way. Musso on the outside lane by himself. Looks like he's going to start dropping like a rock. Coming to 3 to go. Cruz tried to block Bundy. Couldn't do it. Here comes Quentin Clark down the inside lane. Oh, spinning it on the apron. Andrew Russo. Back up the track. And that's going to bring the caution out. Eddie Musso goes around. Roger Rios Matthias involved in that one. And just like that, we're heading to overtime. It all started with Andrew Russo in the 41. He slid onto the apron there. I think it's part of a stack up. Oh, he got hip checked there. So I need to get a replay with the 41. I don't know why I put it on the 29 car. You can see it right here. I can't tell who that is in the outside lane of him. That's Philip Chavez. You'll see right here a little hip check. The 14 car. Russo on the apron, trying to save it, goes back on the track, and then Eddie Musso is put into Matthias and then turned into the outside wall. And the 1 car really just didn't have anywhere to go. He was another one of those cases where you're riding, you're doing what you need to do, and then suddenly here comes an accident to take you out of it. 3 laps down, just trying to log laps, trying to see if he can get anything going to get more spots. If any other wreck happens, instead, he's the wreck that happens. With 3 to go to put us into overtime. So you're eyes. So that'll likely end his night as well. Now, what we'll likely see with overtime, some of these guys might be pushing it close on fuel. Keyword is might, obviously, but if they've been saving enough fuel and working the draft and everything, they'll be fine. But if they weren't being smart with their fuel, they could be facing a dire situation coming up here, having to rely on their fuel mileage. So we'll see how it all shakes out here tonight. Just talking about, Jared Bundy made that move, couldn't quite get there. He's currently third right now. He is the driver that I'm really wanting to focus on here in this battle for the win. He's hungry. I mean, he has won races. It's not like he's looking for his first career win. He is a race winner before, but that was last season, As much as you can say, oh, well, he still won. That's 6 wins that he had last season alone. 6-time winner in this league, and he had a win back in 2024, but you go 6 races, you win 6 races in a season. His last win coming September 8th at Gateway. It messes with you when you keep finishing second every race the next season, 3 second-place finishes this season for Bundy. He wants to break that. He wants to finally push his... Wow, I can't talk. He wants to put that car in victory lane tonight if he can. And he's going to fight like crazy to do so. We'll see if he can do it, but it's going to take a lot to get by that front row right there. That is a dangerous front row on this restart overtime here at Atlanta. It's Dane Cruz, last week's winner, looking for his 3rd win and his 2nd in a row. You got Quentin Clark, the points leader, coming into tonight's race. He's just looking to add another win and keep padding those points and lead the standings even more. He's got 3 wins already this season. He's looking for his 4th, which would be the most this season if he can get it. But right now, all eyes draw to the racetrack. Who's got what it takes to make the move, to get to the lead, to take the checkered flag home with them tonight, and to take home the win here at Atlanta? We're going to have it settled here tonight as the field makes its way through 3 and 4 behind the pace car. We'll see how it all shakes out. Overtime here in Atlanta. 2 laps to settle it here at this super speedway on a 1.5-mile track. Dane Cruz, the control car. Quentin Clark is 2nd. He's got Jared Bundy, Joseph Musso, then Jeff Shutt, the top 5. Green flag is going to fly. 2 laps to settle it. Here we go. Dane Cruz gets on the gas, but Bundy does not get a good launch. Joseph Musso and Colton Buck shoving the 94 on the outside lane. Lots of varying pushes and varying runs here through the lanes. Clark trying to clear Cruz here down the back straightaways. They go side by side. Musso pushing the 94. Down the back, entering turn 3. Clark has the lead. He'll duck to the bottom. Clark has the lead. Can he hang on to it for one more lap? We're only going to have one overtime attempt. Clark's going to get stuffed 3 wide. Joseph Musso on the outside lane. Dane Cruz on the bottom. Cruz leads on the inside lane as they are 3 wide for 2nd. Can Musso mount a charge for the lead? Or is he out of time? Coming through turn 3 for the final time. Dane Cruz is going to go back-to-back. He won Chicagoland last week. He'll win in Atlanta. Dane Cruz is your winner. Somehow, some way, kudos to this field, how tight they were racing. They kept it clean there at the end. Nobody wrecked, nobody got spun. They crossed the start-finish line clean as a whistle. Dane Cruz will come to the start-finish line. He'll wobble, wobble, wobble across the Quaker State logo, burning it down here. Winner at Atlanta, his third career win, his third win this season, and it's 2 in a row now for the 70 machine. What a drive by Dane Cruz there, that last lap, the overtime restart. Clark got by him. He cut to the inside. He about just made a perfect move on the 94 car to take the race win. We're going to take a look back at that on the BRN replay. That was a phenomenal, and I mean phenomenal, pass for the win. See here, Clark gets clear for the race lead. Pulls down in front of Dane Cruz. Cruz, looks like he almost kind of backs it up just a little bit to get to Bundy. And he'll cut it inside there. Don't think he nips the line there, so he should be good. That should be a good finish. We're gonna take a look back one more time really quickly. Just kind of see. It didn't look like he hit the. He did not look like he went below the line. We'll double check it just to make sure. Now it looks like he stays above the line, so that will be good for Dane Cruz, who is burning down in his pit box. Dane Cruz, your winner here tonight. Let's take a look at the results. He beats Jared Bundy, who will be runner-up for the 4th time this season. Now, Joseph Musso, another top 3 finish for that number 28 machine. A good run he's had the past couple weeks. Got Joseph Musso there. Quentin Clark coming home in 4th tonight. Points lead are going to grow that points lead and then some with that. Kaltenbach 5th. That was Jeff Shutt, Jake Hickson, Corey Edis, Wayne Grassi, and Jacob Musso were your top 10. There's the rest of our field here, 10 through 11 through 20th. Some other names there, Marcus Emerson. He was up there with Dane. He'll finish 13th tonight. You see Brandon Saylor, 16th. He'll be eliminated from the bracket challenge, as will Andrew Moore Jr. He'll be eliminated tonight. Same with, on the next page there, Jeff Marble in the 31st place, and Michael Mueller, who will finish 33rd here tonight. Of course, didn't mention Jeff Shutt advances, as does Bill Benedict. They'll race each other. And then, meanwhile, Jared Bundy will face off against Jacob Musso next week at North Wilkesboro for those spots. So we'll see if we can reach out to our podium finishers and see how they're doing after that wild finish here at Atlanta. First things first, we'll dial up our 3rd place finisher, that being Joseph Musso. Hey, Joseph Musso, it's Dawson down in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, well, it's another 3rd place finish for you here tonight. Back-to-back podium finishes for you in that number 28 machine. How is that feeling, coming out of a race like tonight, how chaotic it felt, how just close quarters it was to come away with a 3rd place finish at the end?
Yeah, I mean, it felt good. I think Jake got a podium last week. This is definitely, I think, my 2nd podium of the year, so it feels good. But yeah, it was death grip on the wheel, trying not to wreck anybody, and found myself in 3rd.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right about that. Jacob was the one who finished 3rd last week, but that's okay. Still, though, I mean, a 3rd place run for you here tonight. You've been kind of more part-time, but you can kind of get a little more starts in here. But just having a run like this, coming up on the end of this regular season, how does that feel if you're trying to make a push for the playoffs, or even just so having that run here in the middle of the year as you're building upon the back half?
It feels good. The last couple seasons, just my other leagues and just this Cup car in general. I've been on the struggle bus. So this year I definitely felt more comfortable and actually felt like I've learned the car. So it's a confidence boost for sure. Uh, Maybe I'll go win an A fixed in strength of field of 1,000, but it feels good. Just a little confidence boost.
Absolutely, Joseph. Well, it's a third place finish for you here tonight, teammates, sponsors, shout outs. What got you in the third place on the podium here tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody at High Spirits Racing for allowing me to come in and kind of piggyback off them guys. But yeah, shout out to them guys. Eddie for whenever he can race for supporting us, and Corey with SFM and all those boys. The Marble family for having a great league. You guys for a great broadcast. Love watching it back on the Tuesday afternoon. So yeah, just thanks to everybody on that 28 car, and thanks.
Alrighty, that is the driver of number 28, Joseph Musso, not Jacob, who was able to pull away a third place finish podium here tonight. Congrats on the third place finish, man.
Thank you.
And so now we'll dial in our second place finisher. Being the driver of the number 3, Mr. Jared Bundy. Well, Jared, it surely feels like at some point that it will break through and be a victory. Tonight, though, it's another runner-up finish for the 3 camp. Take us through your night.
Oh, well, for most of it, it's just riding around. You just got to get fortunate with where you fall once that line kind of forms on the bottom. And I was fortunate enough to have track position for most of the nights. So you just kind of got to ride around and hope you make it at the end.
Absolutely. Well, you're able to make it at the end. You made a gutsy move there at the white flag to follow Dane Cruz there, 3 wide with Quentin Clark. What were the thoughts going through your mind there on that overtime restart, just having the field bunched back up one last time?
Just don't wreck. That's really what was it. Don't wreck and just hope you finish first. Unfortunate for me, it's kind of a joke that I've got with myself this season that I just end up second. It's just, of course, why not, right? But yeah, I was just hoping we didn't wreck, and kind of had a little bit of a plan with me and my teammate Jeff. He was up on. We started in opposite lines, and with everybody, being so gun ho at the end, it's so hard to get formed up. And if you're not already in the same line, bumper to bumper. So unfortunately, we couldn't figure out a way to get together and make something happen. But I'm just glad I lived.
Absolutely, Jared. Well, it is a runner-up finish, but most importantly, though, you're advancing in the midseason bracket challenge, heading in to battle with, I believe, Jacob Musso next week at Wilkesboro. How you feeling heading into that one?
Well, Wilkesboro is not one of my preferred tracks. I guess we'll say that. Never really took it too seriously though, because it was always an all-star race. But now that it's a points race, you kind of, maybe we'll make something out of it. So, yeah, I think it'll be a fun one.
Well, alrighty, it's the second place finish. Teammate, sponsors, shoutouts, Jared. What you got for us?
Well, I got to thank the team, Black Wolf Racing, of course. We do a lot of work. Not too much this week. There's only so much you can do with a plate race, but it's mostly about pitch strategy and you just kind of talking amongst everybody and getting putting our heads together, making the right calls. So, I got to thank all those guys. Got to thank you, of course, for taking the time out of your day to do these broadcasts for us. We appreciate it. And got to thank Jeff and Tyler for keeping the league running and putting up the stuff like the in-season challenge and having all the point stuff at the end of the year, payouts and all that. So, gotta appreciate everything.
Well, alrighty, it's Jared Bundy. It's his 4th runner-up finish this year. Just not able to break through once more, but it's surely coming. There's no way it's not coming. Jared Bundy, second place finish here tonight. Congrats on the runner-up finish.
Thank you.
And now we're gonna dial up our race winner, Mr. Dane Cruz. Well, I kind of pestered you
Let's see if we
into
can
doing
talk to
this.
her.
The cue hits when he joins the call. Dane Cruz is your winner here at Atlanta. Dane, first things first, aren't you glad that I kind of poked you into doing this race? No. You can
Yeah,
say no.
it's not. It wasn't as no. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Not because of like the people in here or whatever. It's just you know, this package is quite hard to pass with. You, it's not. It's nothing like it is in real life. Like not at all. So I was kind of worried about like just I don't know getting put in the back of the pack or just like your line not moving and you just get stuck in the back. So fortunately I was able to keep it up front. Did a really good job on pit road, especially with the guys I pitted with. So we're able to just keep it up front, keep it in the top three basically the entire night. I don't think I ran lower than like third or fourth. So and then that's the key with this place and other drafting tracks. So yeah, did a good job and just executed pretty textbook.
Yeah, I was going to point out the fact that the pit road stop, the running a little bit longer and pitting when you did, you got out as the race leader, you cycled through. But those battles here, those last couple restarts, it was a fierce battle between first you and Kaltenbach, and then you and Clark were right up there in the mix at the end. What were those restarts like for you late in this race, just having to try to manage and put together those right runs to get there at the end?
Well, Kaltenbach was one of the guys I was kind of worried about. He was making quite a bit of moves, and he seemed like he um, knew how this package worked, and he almost cleared me once. And it's even if you're sitting second in line, it's hard to be able to do anything. Like really, all you can do is push, and then if you push too good, you're gonna kill the outside lane, and then you're just gonna be stuck single file now. So it is just a interesting product what we have here. And I should probably touch on the final lap there with the 94 where I kind of went a little bit below the apron. It was pretty close. I don't know what ruling they're gonna make. I don't even know if they're looking at it or even if they know. But yeah, that's I don't know. I didn't mean to do that. I'm just saying.
All right, well, Dane has officially cast guilt upon himself, so congrats, Jared Bundy, on the win. No, I'm just kidding. Well, Dane, it's a win
We'll
for you
see.
again. Third win this season, 2 in a row here. And now you're in a chase position as well. The last thing I want to ask you, just how are you feeling now about trying to make the chase? Because now you're going to be in with this win tonight.
Yeah, how about that?
Well, yeah, I actually did read the rulebook because I was quite curious, and you need like 17 starts to be official for the chase, and even if I were to do every race from here on out, I would only end up with like 13, 14. So um, I'm sadly not eligible, but that's okay because I don't know. I didn't want to do like um, Bristol or something like that, so it's all right.
Well, alrighty, so don't worry about Dane Cruz making a splash in the chase. He's just here for fun, here for wins, and he's got his third this season. Dane, teammates, sponsors, shoutouts, man. What do you got for us this week?
Give a shout out to Enrique. He was spotting me a bit there. Letting me know that who was pushing who and where the runs were coming from there at the end. That was pretty helpful with because you can only see so much. But yeah, we'll be here in Slide Job tomorrow for the duels, so that'll also be a great time. Looking forward to that. And shout out to Mark Emerson. It's just an insane strategy from Marcus Emerson tonight, I gotta say.
Well, alrighty, it's your race winner there tonight, Dane Cruz. He takes it home in Atlanta, his third win this season, 2 in a row for the 70 Canton. Congrats on the win, Dane.
Thank you.
And so we will drop him from the booth, and that is going to do it from us here tonight, here at Atlanta. I want to thank you, as always, for tuning in and watching. It was a fun race there at the end. Of course, we had to get through the slog to get here. because we had so much just running and logging laps to get to those green flag stops there. But at the end, I think it was worth it. A very fun battle there at the end. Some cautions at the end, but we got through it. We got to the checkered flag here with a clean finish, and Dane Cruz coming out victorious. So that'll do it from us here at Atlanta. Of course, tomorrow night, the Daytona duels, the Darwin duels at Daytona for the Slide Job Racing League to kick off season 17 to get qualifying set for the iRacing.Funny 250. Want to thank you for tuning in. Next week, we're going down to race at North Wilkesboro. Short track action next Monday night here on BRN. Every race this week and next week and all weeks, 9 p.m. Eastern here on BRN. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Stuff now. Signing off saying so long. Have a great rest of your night. And congrats again, Dane Cruz, winner at Atlanta.